Hey world, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'm going to talk to you about my diabetic story and what I'm doing to be able to find a cure for my disease. It really started back in high school. When I first moved to Florida, they lost my transcripts. And when I got here, I found out that I couldn't participate in any sports or the STEM program or the ROTC, the program that was brand new to the high school. The high school itself had just been built a year prior to me going there. So there was a lot of promise with these funded activities, but because they lost my transcripts, I couldn't participate, and I got sick. I feel like it was the environment that I was in that made me sick. I've seen many specialists over the past and doctors who told me that it wasn't my fault, that it wasn't caused by any foods or lack of exercise, any of that. And as I'm an adult now, I feel like it's my responsibility to be able to find and advocate for a cure for this disease, because it's not going to get solved on its own. In high school, my dream was to become a medic in the military. And when I found out that I couldn't join the military, I got really discouraged and isolated myself from my friends and family. And with pandemic hitting and forcing everyone inside, it's really reshaped the way I have been thinking about life. It kind of reminds me of the Captain America movie, where Steve was very skinny when he joined the military, and the military officers gave him that shot that made him grow muscles and became like a badass. And I feel like that's what I want done to me. Like, I want the military to be able to develop a shot that's able to just eradicate my disease right from under me, and I don't have to focus on it anymore. There's a lot of clinical trials out there that I want to be a part of. I advocate with the JDRF community and other diabetic communities out there. I have been able to grow a big following on social media, which some of them are diabetics. I've also been able to do fundraising and do charity events in the past, which is awesome. I know I still dream about joining the military one day. I feel like that's gonna be one of my goals when I become president. Is like during my first 100 days, I would like to go to a military base and train with the soldiers there, and to serve my country. A lot of my friends in high school have joined the military. I even found out that one of my old-time best friends from back home actually joined the military, and I was very proud of everyone who's able to serve the country in any way, shape, or form. It really brings comfort to me knowing that they're fighting the good fight, and I just hope to make them proud one day with being able to fight the good fight at home. There's immunotherapies research happening overseas in the UK, which looks very promising for type 1 diabetics. There's also CRISPR kits that I've done my own research that are able to turn off the cells that attack my beta cells in my body, which should be able to stop whatever it is that's happening inside that's causing me to be sick. It is a chronic illness and it is autoimmune. I have traced my heritage down and cannot find anyone in my family who has type 1 diabetes and don't know if it relates to other autoimmune diseases that my family members may or may not have. I know scientists are trying to figure out where it comes from and they haven't been able to discover that yet. It does differ from type 2 diabetes, where type 2 diabetes is caused by unhealthy life with an unhealthy lifestyle. And type 2 diabetes has all these medications that you see on the TV sometimes, or, you know, in the magazines, or just word from mouth, that are able to help them and to be able to cure them, but there's nothing for type 1 diabetes. Like the first major thing that I've ever seen about type 1 diabetes was actually this year, because I've been advocating so heavily on a cure this year, is that Nick Jonas came out with the Dexcom. And that's it. And Dexcom isn't a cure. It's not a fancy piece of equipment that, like, I've taken it before, I know what it does. It just makes it less painful for diabetics to be able to manage their numbers better. But that's it. It's just, that's it. So I am doing my research, and I am going to finish my studies when it relates to immunotherapies. I've talked to my doctor about it, and he said that it's highly experimental and very risky, and he doesn't recommend it, that he would rather treat me than to find a cure for my disease. Which I get, I get that. I know that doctors have to make their money, but there needs to be something done with the way the healthcare system works in America. There needs to be a new way where doctors are being paid to cure their patients rather than treat their patients. And I believe that it could get done with us pulling out of Afghanistan and not having to spend trillions of dollars on a war, and we can bring that money home and be able to invest it in opportunities for us Americans to be able to live and thrive in society. I could sit here and blame the Black community all day long, but I'm not going to, because I know, like, a lot of you guys say that I'm sick because I'm Black, because I'm 40% Black or whatever, but that's just not the case. I also am a part of ADA, which is American Disability Act. I live within that community of only being 40% of Americans who live with an invisible illness, which means if I don't come forward and tell you that I have diabetes, you would never know. It's something that I have to struggle with. I went to the community college here in Florida and did a class about it, just to, like, open up my eyes about the different disabilities that are happening in our country. And I see what they're saying, how 40% of Americans live with this invisible illness, because the people that I had to associate myself with clearly have it disabled. They clearly have a disability. You can see it clearly as day. But for someone like me, you would walk past me and you would say, oh, he's skinny. And there's nothing. You won't see me having any other problems other than, like maybe a few pimples on my face. Like, that's it. You wouldn't necessarily know that I had diabetes unless if I told you personally, face to face, like, yeah, I have type 1 diabetes. Yeah, it makes me skinny. Yeah, it makes me tired, angry, and frustrated. Yeah, sometimes I can't focus in school. Yeah, I have high blood sugars. Yeah, I'm pulling out a Pop-Tart to eat it in class. Yes, I'm eating this apple. Yes, I'm having this salad. Like, you just wouldn't know unless if I told you. And that's kind of the purpose of this video, is to me to be able to advocate. It's me to be able to come forward with you guys and say that I have this illness and that I'm working to be able to cure it. I've done several research on this, and I know for a fact that our government doesn't want us to be sick. I know there's a lot of people on social media that are saying that the government's putting so much crap in our foods, and there's so many chemicals in water. And although that's true, it's not necessarily the case that our government wants us to be sick. Our government wants us to be healthy because they want us to serve our country and to do our fair share in society. They want us to be members of this society. They want us to be productive and to be able to produce and to be able to reproduce. And I think that's very important. We keep that in mind no matter what we're going through, that we're needed. And with relating to a lot of chemicals and processed foods, I know I had to read every time I go to the grocery store. I have to read labels, and that's why I'm not like heavily on people being labeled, and rather just keep it on the foods, because the less stuff that's in the foods, the better the food is. Something that I learned actually at Stanford during my food course, because I previously didn't know that. I thought like I would just have to keep an eye on how many carbs were in this, or the calories in that, or the fats. I think that's what I was always worried about those. But recently, after passing my Harvard food course, I found out that it's actually not that. That's not the case 100% of the time. And the more stuff that's in the foods, the worse it is. And I started to shop accordingly to that now. And I've also started to recycle my water, which is completely legal in Florida. Just so that I'm not drinking all those chemicals in the water bottles anymore. I think that's important. I think it's important that we do our own independent research and that we take control of our health. Even though it was not my fault that I got sick, I still, now that I'm an adult, I do believe that it is my responsibility to advocate and to find a cure for this disease. And I don't know how that would work. I still have a lot to know about this with medicine, and I'm not a doctor, so I can't practice medicine. It's sad that I have to leave it up to the professionals, and I'm hoping that they have my back so I don't die from this disease. I've lost a lot of friends in the past who've had to ration out their insulin. I've also lost my health insurance in the past under Donald Trump's rule, because I used to have Social Security, which was paying for my medication because I couldn't afford it. Either way, I had an 80-hour job, so even with that, I still couldn't afford medication on my own. So I was working with Social Security to be able to afford Medicaid, Social Security, basically the same thing, to be able to afford medication. But I was kicked off the program under Donald Trump, and then with Joe Biden in office, he paused the insulin company, which almost killed me. and I had to go through clinics in order to get insulin, and they gave me the wrong insulin, which almost killed me. And I have been through it. This is a difficult journey, and I do not wish this disease on anyone else, not even my worst enemy. But I'm still fighting the good fight. I'm still going to advocate for a cure, even if I have to create one myself. Hopefully the military has like a shot that I can get that will turn me into Captain America. I mean, that would be awesome. And even so, if you want to support me and keeping me alive, you can do so at the website down below. There are several features on the store which you can get involved. You can donate to the JDRF community by clicking the link on my website, not JDRF's website, but on my website. But proceeds will go to the JDRF community, which I'm a part of. You can also pay for my supplies as I continue this college adventure. You can also click the research tab, which will be able to provide access to the CRISPR kit and to be able to travel back and forth to clinical trials. And you can also support the military. There's a lot of things that you can do on my website, and I really wish people would get involved with it. If you need any like documentation to know that it's a legit site, you can click on my Instagram. I have the paperwork all there neatly in a portfolio. Yeah, that's how you say that. Yeah, so if you like need anything, just let me know. It would really mean a lot to me if you can support my channel and my crazy lifestyle that it is. I'm trying to find ways, I'm just trying to find ways to stay alive. I want to make it to 35, which is the age to become president. And the reason why I'm so adamant on being president is because during my first 100 days as commander-in-chief, I would like to visit the military base and train to be a non-combatant military officer, to be able to serve my community and my country. I want to be able to do that. I always have. And I also want to visit the medical labs and scientific labs to find cures for these diseases. Like, there's a lot of stuff that I want to do, but the pain of having to wait so long to do the things that I want to do is just, it is what it is, Yeah, so that being said, I hope you enjoyed this little story of me being sick. I don't want to be depressing, but like I said, I've kind of distanced myself from friends and family, and I just want to get back out there and do my fair share and be a productive member of society. So yeah, I hope this helped someone out there that may be struggling with the same thing. Just keep moving forward. Don't let anyone. Diabetes is not all who you are. You are so much more than this. Something that I've learned the hard way. ever since I got sick, my immediate family has treated me differently. They think that because I'm diabetic, that's all I am, and it's not. And I want you to know that you're more than this illness, and I'm with you until we figure this out. My name is Brandon Washington. Thank you for watching.